Maneva na sema PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV de osia dem yopo.
You are welcome to PENDREAM TV, the only channel that brings you the best in politics. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, like, and also share for other new members to also watch. Thank you. You can also equally send us a voice note on our WhatsApp number, which is 0277128777. IMANI Africa has also come out with a media statement which put Mahama ahead of Bawumia. According to them, most of the people reacted to Mahama's view of becoming a president than Bawumia. In that much I do. Let's listen to the discussion which was held on Joy News about it. Thank you.
Welcome back, and I'm excited, particularly excited this morning because we are in the new year and it has started on a positive note. This is the newspaper review segment, but unfortunately we don't have the newspapers. We'll make do with we'll do the online portals, and I have with me Kofi Asari of the Africa Education Watch to help me do this. He joins me via Zoom. But we'll start. Kofi Asari, good morning. Happy New Year. Can you hear me?
Hi, good morning, and Happy New Year to your team.
Thank you very much. We are delighted to have you.
All our audience as well.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm sure they're happy to see you this morning. How's your night, by the way?
Well, not being too different from the others. I chose to do my New Year countdown at home, and so I've been home since 11:30.
Right. And how are you feeling? It's 2024. Do you feel any different?
No, it's just another day. It's another day, and I mean it's a Monday. That's it. Except that everything that makes 2024 and different from 2023 has to do with our own attitude. But in terms of today, it is just another day.
Right. Well, we thank God for life, and the fact that we are alive is the most important thing. Let's get right into it for the news review, and we'll start with myjoyonline.com. The first story, or the major story on the network, is Mahama leads Bawumia in social media sentiments, and that's a report by IMANI Africa. Now, let me read a bit of it. It says the presidential candidate of the NDC, John Mahama, appears to be leading in terms of social media reception compared to Vice President and NPP flag bearer Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. This comes ahead of the 2024 presidential elections, in which the duo are considered front runners. Now, this information comes from IMANI Africa's Public Understanding and Literacy for Sentiment and Election Pulse. Now, according to the periodic social media sentiment analysis report published in December 2023, more Ghanaians on social media expressed favorable opinions about John Mahama compared to Dr. Bawumia. The study revealed that only 9.74% of posts mentioning Dr. Bawumia or the MPP were positive. Now, if you go through the story, it also says in contrast, about 20% of social media posts mentioning John Mahama and the NDC were positive. IMANI highlighted the number of posts mentioning the MPP and Dr. Bawumia was 4 times higher than those mentioning the NDC and John Mahama. So, Mr. Asari, what do you make of the story?
Well, I think that the social media sentiment analysis by IMANI is one of the activities to gauge the direction of opinions, in an election year. Most importantly, we have actually, fully ushered in an era where a lot of the public engagement, public sentiments, and all that are expressed on social media than the traditional media or the mainstream media. And so having such analysis on social media ensures that the critical mass of people's opinions and how they are expressed it's not missing out in the analysis or in the gauging of the temperature of the people. I mean, the temperature of the opinions of people, as we inch towards an election. I think it is, if you like, very normal for social media sentiments not to favor a government in power ahead of a second term election. I'm talking about the end of an 8-year term election. It is normal. It has been so. If you follow our political history, you realize that every end of term, or if you like, every second year election, you would find that the incumbent government is always the underdog, and then the opposition party will always be the favorite. And if you situate that within our current economic context, the economic difficulties we are going through, the difficulties that led us to the IMF and all that, and how it has impacted on the quality of life, cost of living, etc., unemployment, youth unemployment, and all that, it shouldn't be too strange that a lot of the sentiments, go in favor of the NDC than the MPP on social media. Between 9 and about 20%, though it's not too wide, I must admit, in terms of the favorable sentiments. But it is understandable that the NDC would be slightly ahead of the MPP when it comes to expressing such sentiments positively, in view of our economic condition. And even if the economy was better, I still believe that the fact that we are used to, if you like, conventionally, there's an 8-year tenure for every political party. You wouldn't be surprised to see the opposition party having an edge, over the incumbent. I'm not too sure. I don't think it's a departure from what we are used to in the past 29 years or so years since we started the Fourth Republic.
Well, Kofi, interesting review by by IMANI Africa, but I'd like to ask you, you don't see any surprises in there? I know we are in an election year, and it started very early. Don't you see any surprises in there?
No surprises at all. As I indicated, no surprises. We are in the second term of the government. The government has 1 more year to go. We are used to an 8-year system where every party comes and is given 8 years to rule. And another one comes for 8 years. That has been the trend since 1992, right? And so when you are approaching the 8th year of a particular administration, you definitely would expect that a lot of these polls will benefit. I mean, the outcome of a lot of these polls will benefit the opposition party, and for that matter, disbenefit or put, slightly in a disadvantaged position, the incumbent government. And so, we've seen about three other polls already. Right. The one from Economic Intelligence Unit and the other guys, and all of them are pointing to the fact that the major opposition party has an edge, or is a favorite, compared to the incumbent party. The extent to which they are a favorite is, for me, the most important issue for discussion, because it appears that, and synonymous with previous elections, there's nothing like anyone being a clear favorite, but there's a slim margin that actually favors the opposition NDC. And as I indicated, indicators on the ground, it supports to a higher extent such projections. But let me indicate that these are sentiments of people. My curiosity is from the fact that a lot of the social media accounts are, if you like, they are robotic accounts. The accounts that are created by people who are connected to politicians or politicians themselves. To project them in a certain manner and create a certain public opinion about them. It's their marketing strategy. So I don't know the extent to which Imani's methodology took into account such pseudo social media accounts and the opinions expressed by them. But it is an important barometer of how people feel about the government and how people feel about the largest opposition party. And so I think that both political parties have something to learn from this result, and the extent to which they learn from the outcome will obviously improve their fortunes ahead of the 2024 elections.
But what do you really suppose that they should do about it?
Well, if you are in government and you appreciate the essence of such scientific polls, you obviously should first of all be happy that you have 1 year. 1 year is a long time in politics. And so you need to, it gives you an idea about what people think is not going too well, the sentiment people express about various aspects of governance, of socioeconomic governance or political governance, etc., gives you an idea about the areas of your general governance policy, and specifically, if you like, economic governance policy that you need to strengthen in order to appeal to a lot of the people who are not too happy. You want to be interested in how, the age categories, whether they are youthful or not, and then what appeals to them, what are they saying that makes what are they saying about your government, what are they saying in respect of what they are expecting that they are not seeing, for which reason the sentiments are not positive, for you, and how best can you turn the corner, more having about a year, 12 months to election. And so these sentiment polls on social media coming ahead, coming earlier in an election year, for me, it is great for the incumbent government, because you have a long time to change a lot of things, and you have the power to change a lot of things to suit or to appease or to appeal to the sensibilities of many of the populace or the electorates. For the NDC too, well, perhaps they know, they are aware that people are a bit happier than them because of A, B, C, D, E. So what is it that is driving them ahead of the MPP in respect of such social media sensitivity polls? And so if they know, then they know where to focus more to make people more happy and more interested, or to make their brand more attractive. Once you know those angles, you do more of that and less of what they don't like. You understand? I wasn't interviewed, okay, but if they, or I'm not sure I was assessed. I don't know, but if I was assessed,
well, which brings me to this point briefly before we move on to the next story. You made mention of the fact that some of these responses are robotic. They are not real people behind them. But how then do we assess real people's, opinions about political parties or the flag bearers, I beg your pardon, to be able to deduce the real sentiments of the people? How then do we get to that?
Yeah, so most of these researches are initial researches based on which further ones could be done. I mentioned that it gives an idea. It's just a first layer of litmus, about people's feeling about the government or the opposition. But it gives ground for further, deep dives to be conducted into people's perception, as expressed on social media. You want to deep dive into a particular, set of issues that you believe, based on the outcome of this survey, that doesn't sit too well, but something could be done. So you do further investigation into it, engage more of the youth, those who are prominent on social media, and then get to find out what exactly their expectations are, what is not making them too happy, and what can be done. So such researches are very important because they form the basis for further deep dive researches. The critical question I asked still remains that I'm not too sure the extent to which the sample included this many pseudo accounts we see, splash on social media, people who are virtually, sponsored by political actors to come and then propagate, their messages, and then some of them also pay to come and insult others, and come and misbehave on social media. I'm not too sure the extent to which the study differentiated between those pseudo accounts and then real account of real people who have not been paid by anyone to act in a certain way and who are expressing genuine, sentiments about their political party or another political party. But as I said, political parties may wish to, on the basis of the findings, take a deep dive and then see how they can improve on their level of, if you like, acceptance level, so that the more your policies are more accepted, the more you're posturing. My experience in election years, in this country is that, especially in the 8th year, a lot of the reasons, a lot of the factors that influence people's opinions and sensibilities and all that are not always economic, but they mainly bother on posturing.
Right.
Okay. The more arrogant a government is in their posturing, the more intolerant they are. The more arrogant and intolerant they are. It brings a lot of disaffection for the people. It is not always the economic situation, and so I think such studies are important, but they are mainly important for the conduct of further studies based on which government and the leading opposition party can improve their fortunes ahead of the elections.
Right. So, Kofi, we move on from that.
Thank you for watching. We really appreciate your time. If you have not yet subscribed, please do so by hitting the notification bell, like, and also share for others to watch. Thank you.
IMANI PENDREAM TV now, so far so good. Say open online portal e Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.